Hey everyone, welcome to Jojo's World.
Oh, why, good afternoon. A pleasant evening to you, and hopefully, pleasant night, sir.
And if I don't see you again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
He got it. He got the reference. We're in. We're starting
I don't
the podcast.
believe you. I'm Liam S. Smith, one of your co-hosts.
And I'm Valentine, the other one of the co-hosts.
This is Jojo's World, our Jojo's Bizarre Adventure recap and discussion podcast, where today we are recapping and discussing the... Follow me.
Okay,
Stall.
yep.
Get out my phone, look at
Okay.
my notes.
The number which everyone wants to know about. The numeral of the most importance right now.
Okay, stop stalling. 28th episode
Yep.
of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean, the 180th episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure as a whole, entitled Time for Heaven, 3 Days Until the New Moon. It covers chapters 712 through 714, and a bit of 715 of the manga.
And a bit of 750.
That's what I'm getting from this this display here.
Oh, I see. Some pages, not all of them, but some.
A bit of it.
Like, maybe about halfway through.
Yeah. A real cliffhanger ending, mid-chapter. Not even an intended cliffhanger in the pacing of the manga.
Literally, if they had a cliffhanger, it would be the end of a chapter. But no. Araki said, no cliffhangers in my manga. I'm going to make it my way. And that's why shit's so weird.
What's the opening of that?
Well, I did it my way.
Yeah. As famously pictured or played in Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin.
Chaos.
It's the story of one beautiful man who made the ultimate sacrifice for all of us.
Oh, he was so good and yet such a dick.
You either die a warrior of light or live long enough to see yourself become chaos.
But wasn't that like a good thing in the end?
I mean, yeah, he still had to, as part of being chaos, unleash untold darkness and destruction on the world.
But it was all for a good cause.
It was.
Yeah.
Self-determination.
Yeah. The means justified the end.
Freeing the people from the cycle of life and death and time and resets.
Yeah, now they could just sort of stagnate and wander through the endless time.
Well, famously not stagnate.
Well, not
famously
get reset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick, since we last recorded, I have been looking a bit more into the Fast and Furious movies. Still haven't watched any of them.
A wise choice, good sir. A
but
wise choice.
Just one phrase from the Wikipedia synopsis of the first movie caught my eye that I wanted to share with you.
Yep. Go on. I mean, it could be any phrase.
While investigating one garage at night, Brian is discovered by Dominic and Vince, but manages to convince them that, like them, he is researching his opponent's vehicles for the upcoming desert race wars.
Yes.
The race wars.
Yes, what about them?
It's a famous racing event in the desert.
Yeah.
It's not the other thing you would think it was from the name of the event.
Yeah. What's the question here?
Why did they call it that?
What do you mean why'd they call it that? It was the 90s. It was a different time.
2001.
It's 2001? No, I refuse to believe this. No fucking way. 2001?
It's like that Whitest Kids You Know sketch where Trevor Moore's character is like throwing a rock at his friend's window and being like, hey, come on, race war. Let's do it. Race war.
Beautiful.
Nick, shut up.
Okay.
I want to share with you
No.
some words of wisdom.
What?
From visionary, dreamweaver,
But
author of Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, Hirohiko Araki, your friend and mine.
He's a pal to all.
He's a friend to all children, like Gamera. So you remember last time was regarding superpowers, part 1?
Vaguely?
And he talked about how he can detect doctors as a kid.
Wasn't that because he was in a hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I think I remember.
Regarding superpowers, part 2.
Oh my god, it actually has a part 2.
The other day, I bought 5 CDs. All of them were Western music, but their genres varied from jazz to rock to R&B. And the artists were all different as well. However, a close look revealed that all 5 of them were produced by the same person, a man named Antonio L.A. Reid. What were the chances of that happening? Like getting a royal flush in a game of poker, or winning the Lotto 6. I considered it a miracle. I felt a revelation. And the photo is Hirohiko Araki in a sort of disco outfit.
Definitely not Sig Heiley.
Yeah, definitely
at all.
not doing a Hitler
No,
salute.
absolutely not. Oh God. So hang, wait. So let's just okay.
He felt a revelation. He unlocks
Uh-huh.
the new Heat move, essence of Western music.
Essence of producer.
Yep.
So let me get this right. Superpowers Part 2.
He bought some CDs.
He bought some CDs.
He bought his Desert Island discs.
Yep. 5 of which,
All of which.
all of which were made by the same producer.
Antonio Marquis L.A. Reid.
What does this have to do with superpowers?
It's his superpower, Nick.
What? What?
He can subconsciously detect albums by Antonio L.A. Reid.
Oh, what? Araki, why? Why? Oh, what a beautiful man. So who's L.A. Reid?
I'm skimming his Wikipedia page. He doesn't seem to have much going on.
He's no Rick Rubin.
He's just a normal guy by the sound of it. Normal music industry guy.
Oh, that's bad.
And now you know what Hirohiko Araki's been up to lately.
Buying CDs.
Did you know that, sorry, I'm circling back again to Fast and Furious.
Yes.
Did you know that, I'm just fascinated. Vin Diesel, he's not even like the protagonist.
No.
At first.
No, he's
like,
not.
He's not even in 2 and 3.
Wait, I thought he was in 2.
No.
Oh, okay. All right, there you go.
And he's more of the villain, closer to the villain in the first one.
Yeah. Well, he's not family yet. He's like the guy who's like, you guys ain't shit.
We're gonna go to the race wars.
Yeah, exactly. We gotta race.
Hosted by Craig Charles on 6 a.m. on Channel 10. Welcome to Race Wars.
How you going, mate? I think it's going to be a good day.
I'm going to be riding Sir Kill-A-Lot today.
Sir Kill-A-Lot?
You know, Robot Wars. Pick up what I'm putting down, Nick. I'm really trying to make this obvious.
Sorry, I'm not a Robot Wars fan. I'm more of a BattleBots kind of guy.
Couldn't tell you what that is.
Sorry, I'm not really a Robot Wars kind of guy. I'm more of a Race Wars, Fast and Furious kind of guy.
Race Wars. An unthinkable decision.
Surely when they were writing it, they're like, wait, so they're racing, but it's like a battle.
So they're fighting. What could we call that?
What if we called it race battles? Shut up, Craig. What about race pit?
Nick's punching his hands together as fists.
What if it was like a race coliseum? No, too circular. Okay, what about like a race...
Speaking of race coliseum, saw Daniel Sloss's latest stand-up show in the last month or so, and he had a good bit about how if the Coliseum was still around, you would go to it. I mean, because the premise of it is, every time they open it up, a group of people who you hate are going to be fighting an animal you've never seen.
Oh, shit, actually. Surely, though, they would run out of animals that you've never seen, right?
Oh, but it'd still be rare that you've seen them.
It's true. Imagine going to the Coliseum twice in your life and being like, oh, I hear every time.
It's bears again.
Yeah, it's like literally first time, tiger. Second time, oh, it's going to be something good. It's a fucking tiger again.
I've seen that one.
I paid 10 lira to get into this fucking event.
Oi, Emperor! Change that one out.
All the way at the grandstand.
Smash cut to him in the arena.
Who is that angry young man over there?
He seems like he could fight well.
I think that's young Julius over there. I see. Put him in the arena. I want to see how he fights against this tiger.
No, make him fight the Christians.
Listen, I want to.
He's the animal.
Have him fight in the race wars. Get the chariots.
We'll soup them up. We'll have lots of shots of the chariot speedometer increasing.
Do we have any NOS? Fucking.
But there's a very different sort of race war occurring in Florida in 2012.
Which apparently is when this is set, not 2006 or whatever we thought it was.
Yeah, well, I think it's that thing, and I'll double check this, but I think it's that thing where from parts 4 through 6 or whatever, they were all set in the not too distant future, so it may have been published around that time.
Right.
I'll double check.
Or Araki just forgot.
Forgot what? What are you talking about?
What year it was. And he was
so it was published in
in
2002. It's set 10 years in the future.
Okay, alright.
So we split the difference, really.
A
very reasonable mistake for us to make.
Sure.
So, there's 3 days left until the new moon.
The new moon.
The new moon.
Which Jolyne now knows about.
Yeah.
Because of what's-his-face on the motorbike.
Rikiel.
Sorry, Apollo 11 on the motorbike.
Yeah. You see, each of the sons of Dio represent a different Greek god. Apollo, Athena, and now Hades.
I hate how much sense that makes.
They've arrived in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
which the super titles informs us is 10 hours from Cape Canaveral by car.
Mm-hmm. Which, now that I think about it,
it's a long drive.
It makes more sense.
It's like longer than from here to Denmark.
Yeah, it's a huge drive. But, who's going to go to Cape Canaveral?
I suppose it might be more urban traffic as well.
Oh, maybe. It's like 10 hours on like a shit day on the highway.
Yeah.
And you're just like, just move. I want you to move.
Honk, honk. Yeah. There's all these geese on the road.
All these fucking geese.
So, a child is being rushed into the hospital. We're back at Lucky Land West Hospital, where Father Pucci first encountered the three sons.
Mm-hmm. And this woman is like, Mike!
My son, Mike! Mike TV! And Jojo and her friends are outside.
Jolyne's looking and is like, he's here.
I can sense him. I sense a presence I haven't felt for some time.
The priest is inside this building, and I'm gonna go find him.
I'm gonna go murder a priest in a hospital.
I bet this isn't where you thought this part was going, but guess what? We're here now.
It's a good thing you're already in a hospital, because you're gonna need some serious medical attention.
If that line doesn't come up for
Ever.
defeating any other person in this show, I'm gonna be deeply disappointed. Yeah.
Jolyne has a moment with Emporio. It's like, Emporio, I want you to take my father's disc and call this number with this phone that we stole from Rikiel and get the Speedwagon Foundation to come pick it up. And she's like cradling his face in her hands and like he's got his mouth open and she's just staring down his throat.
I said to you it's a bit like part 5's just coming back in terms of like a kiss of death is coming.
I'm really glad it didn't go this route, but it reminded me a bit of how in End of Evangelion, Masato like French kisses Shinji and then is like, that was a grown-up kiss. We'll do the rest when you get back. To inspire him to go fight and die for them.
Yeah. Clearly it's inspired by though. It's like,
it's kind of fucked up. It was kind of meant to be fucked up.
Yeah. The big woman from prison who's now dragged me along.
Oh, so big.
And
like she could just step on me.
She's given me a gun.
No, she hasn't.
Hasn't she?
No.
What do you mean?
He does have a gun in the OP, but they have not given him a gun.
Yeah, they have.
No, they haven't.
Yeah, they were like, have this gun.
Where did they get a gun from?
From when they escaped from prison.
No, that never happened.
Oh, okay, never mind then. Oh, maybe he doesn't have a gun yet.
Or does he?
Ooh, I don't know.
Kisses him on the cheek, gives him the phone, go figure it out. He leaves the episode.
It was a kid's
He's never
kiss.
seen again. No, he is. He returns.
Okay,
but wouldn't that be great if that was a wrap on Emporio?
Oh, God. It's like, go back to the Speedwagon Foundation. We get to the end of the part. It's like, what happened to Emporio? Oh, that's a great question.
Meanwhile, in a room of the hospital, a dimly lit room of the hospital, Father Pucci's having one of his moments.
He's eaten a very good meal for a hospital. He's eating,
so we learned that it's like pureed fish and crab meat, assembled in the form of like a flan, along with prawns on capsicum or zucchini slices.
Yeah, I think it's zucchini slices, yeah.
And a sauce.
There's 2 sauces.
It looks gross, honestly.
Really? Oh, okay.
But so the whole thing is he says later on that he ordered this meal because he was told there was no shellfish in it, and there's 4 fucking prawns on the plate.
And then later we learn that it has crab in it at some
Crab
point.
in the main body of it, and scallops in the sauce. It's all shellfish.
It's like if you're like, I'll have the steak, please. And they come out with like a duck, and you're like, this is a bird, not a steak. It's like, no, it's a steak.
Nick being in the restaurant like, excuse me, sir, does the peanut brittle have any nuts in it?
No, sir. It's all peanuts. It's like, oh, okay, great. Comes back. It's just all pine nuts. And you're like,
can you eat peanuts?
Yeah, I can eat peanuts.
Oh, okay. Well, that bit fell flat on its face.
Yeah, I know.
I thought you were allergic to them.
No, but it's like if I ordered peanuts and instead they just bring out...
you said pine nuts.
And I'd be like, no, you fucking oaf. I'm going to die now. And then I just,
I can't believe Father Pucci ate some shellfish and died of his allergies before Jolyne could kill him.
Right before he
the whole problem solved itself.
Yeah, they just go down the hole. It's like, what happened to Pucci? It's like, haha, good day.
He died of anaphylaxis in a hospital.
Imagine how embarrassing that would be for the rest of this part is the litigations against the hospital made by Jolyne.
Yeah.
purely to be like, I was meant to beat him. You took that away from me. And it's the same lawyer guy that put her in prison.
That elf-looking fucker.
Yeah. And it's like, Jolyne, it's like, I have to defeat you in court the only way I know how.
Don't do that on the audio.
Oh, God.
That's terrible. Ugh. I'm going to cut that, but Nick cracked his knuckles loudly and grossly.
Have I ever told you about the time I was at a well, I guess now they're called Warhammer shops, but at a Games Workshop.
What?
They literally rebranded all the shops from Games Workshop to Warhammer shops because every parent was like, is this a Warhammer shop? And so they literally just rebranded to be like, yes, we are a Warhammer shop.
Can't argue with the logic.
I know. It's hilarious.
But now you've got all these guys coming in and being like, where can I get my Warhammer? I need to go fight some orcs.
Oh, sorry. That you want a blacksmith, not this place.
It says Warhammer shop.
I know, but we don't sell any Warhammers.
Bullshit.
Hey, what's your tone, all right? We're
Kids here.
There are 14-year-olds here who have deep self-esteem issues, and they're trying to paint in a nice, quiet environment, and we're trying to get them to pay more money. So you can get out of here with your negative tone.
Only a rube would go into a Warhammer shop. From what I understand, the real pro move is going onto eBay after Christmas or whatever, and searching things like Warhammer toys and things that are just keywords that are slightly misspelled.
Elders.
Because you want to find parents who are selling their adult kids old Warhammers without knowing the exorbitant prices they go for.
Or just going onto the Facebook marketplace and be like, hello, I just want to get rid of this $3 for a full set.
Yeah.
And you're like, sure, I'll take it.
I've got $600 worth of 3D printed plastic here.
It's
one model.
It's one model.
Never got into Warhammer. Not my thing.
Yeah, look, there is literally, I think it's like a $1,200 model.
Better be pretty big.
It's like...
Use your words. It's about the size of a Blue Yeti microphone.
I think all of the people that listen to this podcast will know how tall that is. It's like the size of 2 large takeaway coffee cups.
Sure.
Or
one 600 milliliter water bottle.
Let me just bring over my 570 milliliter. Oh yeah, I can see that. I can see that being the case. Yeah, all right. Okay, all right. Yeah, it's like yay big, I think, and it's just like a big spiral of plastic that's in flames. And
like
then
a double helix or a single helix?
A single helix.
Wow.
And then a guy at the top shooting something.
Like himself?
Oh, God, I'd buy that. I'd buy that so fast. Oh.
That's kind of the plot of Persona 3, right?
Where you have to shoot your head to go into
the Persona world.
Yeah, into their whatever it is. Oh my God.
That's the funniest thing I've ever said.
And you got to diss Warhammer at the same time.
Yeah.
This is a great day.
Anyway, so Father Pucci is like, sorry to bother you, as yet unnamed Versus.
Versus.
Or Versus, as it's spelt.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to try this meal. Just figure out if it has any shellfish in it, please.
I'm deathly allergic, you see, so I can't have any.
But I only want you to have a single bite because it's mine.
So this guy comes out from the shadows.
He's in a wheelchair.
He's in a wheelchair. For now.
And he takes a single forkful. So we should probably describe him.
Okay, he's got beautiful...
piercing blue eyes.
Just utterly gorgeous blue eyes. Mm-hmm. Real blondie.
Much like Pucci's got a ponytail. So last night I watched all 6 episodes of the new season of I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson.
Is this episode just us getting sidetracked by things we
No
did
more
recently?
than usual.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But particularly in this season, but also I think as a recurring thing in that show in general, there's like a recurring motif of ponytail guys being kind of douchey or not trustworthy.
Isn't that just is that not reality? Is this not?
But I feel like these two really embody this in this episode. Later on when they're hanging out by the crashing plane, just with their ponytails whipping in the wind.
They you can tell how evil they are by how many ponytails they have.
Yeah, Pucci's got 3 ponytails.
That's pretty evil. That's a pretty big evality, you know? Anyway, so he's got blonde hair. He's got a kind of
choker on.
Yeah, he's got a choke, or is it a tattoo?
Maybe. It's unclear.
Yeah.
in the same spot that were the scar line between Dio's head and Jonathan's body was.
Ooh.
The neck.
Yes. He's got like a blue outfit with like...
It's a white outfit with like blue straps.
It's like a spacesuit?
No, it's like
Almost.
a racer suit or something.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. A racer suit.
Race war suit.
Do you reckon there's gonna be
white?
There's gonna be Jeez. There's gonna be someone listening to this is like, guys, I think maybe the race wars joke, you kind of missed the point, because in Fast and Furious they say it's called the race wars for this reason, and you didn't bring that up. You know, context is important. We'll be like, it's called race wars.
It's called race wars.
Why would they call it that?
I'm just checking if it's based on a real event or not.
Why are you so obsessed with the race
It's just
wars?
a fucking stupid name. Dominic Toretto and his team invented it.
Okay. Who's Dominic Toretto?
Vin Diesel.
Oh, okay. Wait, what the fuck? Is this a Wikipedia article about the race wars?
Yep, it's not long.
Does it have a controversy section?
Welcome to Race War Malfaction.
Oh, man. What I love
there is a real-life event based on the movie that occurs in multiple places throughout the world, including Australia and Royal City, Washington.
But is it called...
The Australian race wars, of course, take place on Cronulla Beach.
And possibly soon again in Melbourne or Canberra. Oh, man. But surely they're not called the race
They
wars.
are.
Surely in real life...
Luke Skywalker to Obi-Wan Kenobi is like, you fought in the race wars?
Yes, but that was many moons ago.
So
he's wearing this racer fucking outfit.
yeah, he looks like fucking Speed Racer.
Yep. Pucci is hand-feeding him a small little sliver of shellfish-based, not shellfish food.
Well, he takes one bite and immediately identifies all the ingredients.
He's like, yes.
Whitefish, flounder to be precise. Also contains sliced asparagus. The asparagus is incorporated into some ground crab meat.
But no shellfish.
Is crab meat not shellfish?
I don't know if it is, because when I think about shellfish, I don't think crab. I think like lobster, crayfish.
Crabs and lobsters are the same thing.
I mean, don't get me wrong, crabs live in a shell, but they're not like shellfish.
Is crab shellfish?
Within the shellfish community, there's a lot of contention.
There are high levels of tropomyosin in shrimp, crab, and lobster, making them the most common offending shellfish.
I see.
It's all shellfish.
Well,
Why did you order this, Pucci?
No, it's not shellfish. The dude he just said, yeah, we've got, like...
There's crab in the main body of it.
Yeah, but there's no shellfish. He just said there's no shellfish. Look, our boy Versus is like, nah, no shellfish, mate. No shellfish. No bloody shellfish.
He's trying to get Pucci killed.
Exactly. He wants to be free of his reign.
I'm not done. Could I have another bite with the sauce, please?
So Pucci nods and then just lovingly swamps a bit of sauce on another bit of flan. Takes a bite, and he's all like, yes, I have bad news regarding this sauce.
Scallops. Pucci pivots. Your shoe size is 27 centimeters.
At which point I may or may not have burst out laughing.
Would you stand up for me? And at first we thought he was asking like a paraplegic guy to get out of his wheelchair. Like, I bid you to walk. But no, he's just like, take your time so you don't aggravate your gunshot wound that's got you in that wheelchair.
Yep. So
it's 181 centimeters tall, 72 kilograms. His size, I guess, watch size, shirt size, it's unclear.
I think it's shirt size, yeah.
He's 52, and he wears his watch with two
holes up.
Yes.
So he's got thinner wrists?
I'm not exactly sure what he's getting at here.
I think he's looking for a body double.
Yeah, is he saying we're the same, like...
We're the same person, you and I.
They're nose to nose. Interesting. Staring deeply into each other's eyes.
And he's like, would you die for me?
It's not clear to me exactly what he's driving at, but he's either saying he's got the same, like, vital statistics as Pucci, or I would guess possibly the same as or very similar to Dio.
Which is identical to Pucci's, apparently. So then he checks like his heart rate and blood pressure, and they are identical to Pucci's.
Yes, so on the one stuff on the chart, is identical to what Pucci's is when he puts it on. So he's saying we're the same.
And
We've
he's like,
both got ponytails.
yeah, and he's like, this is very interesting.
Yeah. What are you hinting at? I still haven't seen my ability. And then something horrible happens.
So Pucci's all like, no, just eat your flan.
Jolyne and Hermes are in the hospital corridor outside, and Pucci is like, destiny's on my side, you see. Because of the fates, maybe Jolyne and Hermes will forget to check this room.
Of all the rooms to check, not this one.
Then a dead boy claws his way out of a hole, the fork hole left in the seafood flan.
And he's all like, I remember, with like a finger poking out, and then it's two fingers.
His face.
And then he sort of explodes
It's
out.
like he's been buried in the earth and he's clawing his way out.
Mm.
I was shot. My dad hates me because my dad is the one who shot me.
Oh my God.
Ghost story. And then the bullet reverses out of his
Neck.
at high speed, going through the door and shooting his father, who's sitting on the bench outside the door,
Oh my God.
killing him instantly.
And the woman's like, no, Mike's father.
Poor Mike's father. Poor Mike.
Ah.
Yeah, I retract my sympathy for Mike's father, who famously shot his son, and that's all we know about
A
him.
terrible man.
Hermes and Jolyne investigate the door. The priest's new ally in there with his stand power, but that was a regular bullet. What's going on here?
I don't know.
A guy's like, evacuate the hospital. You two, evacuate. Well, my job's done.
And then he just walks off.
Yep.
He's like, I'm going to go check on the 6 kids and tell them to evacuate as well.
Yeah. I'm such a good hospital worker.
All the nurses outside are just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Where are the kids?
I told them to evacuate.
You can't tell them to evacuate. They can't walk.
But I thought I was doing a good job.
What do you think this is? The Fast and Furious race war?
Yeah.
They don't have engines.
I just wanted to finish my workday early so I could head over to Race Wars.
No, you can't go to race wars until you evacuate the children from the hospital.
Oh.
Now you get back in that hospital and you get those kids out of there.
Hermes and Jolyne go into the hospital room. There's a big hole in the floor that's radiating katakana.
It's like
It's like
sinkhole.
A big old
almost.
pit, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Link would dive down it in The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom to enter the abyss.
Filled with gloom.
Yeah. You hate that.
Hate that.
You hate to see gloom hands.
So Jolyne immediately, as true Jolyne would do, is like, the priest is down there. I'm
gonna
going
go down
in.
there. And Hermes is like, Jolyne, don't you go down that hole.
Don't you enter that?
I
big
forbid
hole.
it. It's obviously a trap. And she's like, I know it's a trap, but he could just wait down there until the new moon, or even tunnel to Cape Canaveral from here.
And Hermes strokes her chin and says, wise.
So they find a torch under a bed, and Jolyne unspools some thread that Hermes will belay her with.
And so Hermes is like, this is a bad idea. And Jolene's like, I know. So she heads down.
Oh, but first they find Versus's chart.
Oh, yeah.
25-year-old male, name of Versus.
Now, is Versus a reference, perhaps? And this is a long shot here. A reference to Versace?
What?
Possibly? Or is there actually...
Yes, Nick, his full name is Donatello Versace, which is a direct reference to... Versus, I should say. Donatello Versus.
Yeah.
A direct reference to Donatella Versace.
I knew it. I fucking
The
knew it.
Italian fashion designer, businesswoman, socialite, and model.
Wait, lady? I thought Versace was a man.
Donatella.
Oh, Donatella.
It's a whole family, Nick. Are you not paying attention?
No. I never pay attention.
Upon her sister... What? Where the fuck is it? Oh, so she is the sister of her brother, Gianni Versace,
Right.
founder of the luxury fashion company,
There you
and
go.
inherited it upon his death. Or upon...
Right, okay. So is she the current owner of Versace? Or is there a...
I don't know.
She is the current monarch. And when the new monarch abdicates the throne...
Yeah, she's still creative director.
Okay, all right.
Philanthropy.
We're starting on a high.
So continues to be a patron of the Elton John AIDS Foundation.
Nice. Seems all right.
Donates to hospitals. You know, she's rich. She makes donations.
To be fair, I looked up some Versace.
Okay.
And we saw that it's just a lot of gold. Like, it's a lot of gold.
I love gold.
You couldn't help yourself. But also, when I looked up what made it what it is, it said it's like luxurious classicism with overt sexuality.
Good gig if you can get it.
Now, when you look at those handbags, what does your mind conjure?
It doesn't.
Nothing sexual? No.
No.
Carnal urges?
Don't have a handbag fetish. The Versus line was a diffusion line founded by Gianni as a gift to his sister Donatella. Discontinued in 2005, but relaunched by Donatella in 2009 with a capsule collection of accessories designed by the British designer Christopher Kane.
Capsule?
Capsule collection.
What? As in, like, medical
A
capsules?
capsule wardrobe is a small collection of clothes that can be put together in different ways and includes everything you would normally need to wear.
Ah, like pants and a shirt.
And underpants.
So a normal set of clothing. Okay. Still very confused, but go on.
The logo of Versace is inspired by Medusa.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't Medusa, was she like a great like weaver or something? Or was she too beautiful?
Not Versace. Medusa was the lady that if you looked her...
Yeah, but she was cursed for some reason.
Oh, because she was cursed by the gods for being too beautiful?
Okay.
Or something?
Someone was a better weaver than one of the gods, and maybe was turned into a spider or something.
Oh,
Ariadne.
Maybe it was Medusa. I don't know. I don't know enough about Greek history.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, I have found, after searching several pages, buried deeper than you might expect, the controversy section for the Versace brand.
Yes. Tell me more.
In August 2009, Versace produced a range of tops suggesting Hong Kong and Macau were separate countries.
Ooh, you don't want to be doing that.
I don't know enough about that geopolitical situation.
Neither do I.
Versace apologized, saying it made a mistake in the design and would destroy the offending clothing. In response to controversy, Yang Mi ended her relationship as brand ambassador for Versace.
Oh.
I don't know who that is. She is a Chinese actress and singer.
Oh.
So this sounds to me like some of that Imperial China, One Nation stuff.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Anyway, one of the more benign brands we've encountered so far, other than, I'm sure, lots of labour exploitation as is normal for fashion.
Gotta be.
But undocumented on Wikipedia. The height of research that we conduct for this podcast. Nick, while we've taken a little digression, although we haven't really gotten into the stand yet, I would like to first tell you about its name and its Jojo Valley commentary. Underworld.
Hellfish.
Here's what Hirohiko Araki had to say in the Jojo Valley commentary.
Hit me.
The social issues of the time. Or maybe a new type of fear. At the time, I was obsessed with psychological matters. I really like how its design has has the things shooting out of its eyes. One of the more nothing commentaries we've had so far.
It doesn't even describe...
The social issues of the time. Or maybe a new kind of fear.
But it doesn't even describe what it is. It's just that... The
social issues.
The stuff, you know? It's like, what stuff? Yeah, man. Like, what? Oh, my God.
Are you not paying attention?
The
social issues of the time.
Or maybe a new kind of fear.
Psychology.
Is this like, there's that set of things you can respond to things that you don't have a way to respond to?
What?
So there's a list of things you can say when it's like, clearly something has ended in the conversation.
Oh, like a thought-terminating cliche?
Yeah, and it's like, things like, in this economy? Or as the gods foretold, or as the prophecy so says.
Or as
like
you hear in a lot of anime, someone saying like, I don't know what the Japanese phrase is, but it's often translated as like, it can't be helped.
Yeah, exactly. It's stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Is this one of those things where
the social issues of the time?
No, just a new kind of fear.
Nick, Underworld draws its name from Underworld, the British electronic music group formed in 1987 in Cardiff, Wales.
Hell yeah.
Featuring...
Love Cardiff.
Featuring Carl Hyde and Rick Smith, and previously featuring Bryn Burrows, Alfie Thomas, Baz Allen, Pascal Consoli, and Darren Emerson.
Nice. From Emerson, Lake and... Wait, hang on. Anderson or Emerson?
Emerson.
From Emerson, Lake and Palmer?
I don't know.
Is it the very same? Could it be?
No.
Shit. I was so close to getting something right.
Underworld's alternative names, also known as...
Here we go.
Lemon Interrupt. Steppen Razor.
Step on razor?
Steppen.
Step in razor?
Like stepping.
Step N razor. Like E-N-I-N or O-N?
I-N apostrophe.
Steppen razor.
Yeah.
What? Okay, alright.
And finally, of course, Mr. and Mrs. Christmas.
Who, as we all know... Look, not to steal jokes or anything, but we all know Mr. and Mrs. Christmas have a poly relationship, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we're Mr. and Mrs. Christmas. And this is our latest track.
Could you
Jingle
imagine,
Bells.
Could you imagine, like, you know how we've got modern electronic bands who are like super atmospheric and like, yeah, we're bringing a more futuristic sound to the radio waves, and then it's like you come out with Mr. and Mrs. Christmas, and they're just like, hello, we're Mr. and Mrs. Christmas, we are, with some good old fashioned.
It's two guys as well.
Yeah, and it's just like, doom, 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 and they're like, hello, how are you? Welcome to British Radio BBC 4. How you going? I've got a great mixtape for you. Mr. and Mrs. Christmas all bloody night. Let's bloody go.
Mr. and Mrs. Christmas.
All right, so listen up here, all right? We've got the bangers of the eight.
The bangers and the mash.
Listen, all right? We've got Silent Night with a Vengeance.
This one's from Mr. and Mrs. Christmas. It's the Christmas Macarena.
What's the lyrics to the Christmas Macarena?
It's the same as the Macarena.
But at the end, it's just
a real song.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah, that's right.
We talked about it a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, fuck.
Nick,
that's right.
Albums by Mr. and Mrs. Christmas include...
Here we go.
All one word this. Dub No Bass with My Head Man.
Oh my god, yes.
Second Toughest in the Infants.
In the Infants?
Yep.
Okay.
Boku Fish.
Oh shit, yes, okay.
Born Slippy.nuxx.
Okay.
And Dark and Long, parentheses, Dark Train.
These names, they're just as good as Mr. and Mrs. Christmas.
I love their names.
Oh my god.
They're known for their atmospheric progressive compositions,
I knew it.
Hyde's cryptic lyrics, and dynamic live performances. They've influenced a wide range of artists and have been featured in soundtracks for scores for films, television, and the 2012 Summer Olympics in London.
So that may be why I know about them, because if I remember right, the London Olympics thing is a fucking banger.
Is it?
It really, like, unironically, it is a banger of a tune. So
awesome.
Look up Mr. and Mrs. Christmas, listener. Stop listening to this shit.
And probably search for them by Underworld, their main name. But they're less memorable one, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. Underworld?
Araki should have called the stand Mr. and Mrs. Christmas.
What would the stand power be?
Same power, yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Christmas returns the memories of the dead.
Imagine Versace in his deep voice saying Mr. and Mrs. Christmas.
Oh, God, amazing.
Underworld have been mentioned as an influence by a number of video game composers, such as Nobuyoshi Sano, Andrew Seeger, which sounds made up.
Okay.
Andrew Seeger?
What's wrong with
I write all the music for Seeger, don't I? I'm Andrew Seeger.
No,
it's like Tommy Tallarico-esque fake name.
But he would live in like Japan or something, being like, hello, I live in Japan, I do.
This is my Japanese accent.
Hey, arigato to ya, young fella.
Like, Jesper Kid, which is the name I've heard.
Jesper Kid's a cool guy, yep.
Mikhail van den Bos.
Ooh, I recognize the name, but...
And Rom de Prisco.
Oh, Rom de Prisco is a dope lad.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he made the Unreal Tournament 3.
Oh, so he did, yeah. And Guacamelee.
Guacamelee. Did he work on Doom Eternal? Is that Rom, or is that...
Doesn't say at the top of his Wikipedia page. Maybe not. He's also known as, my favourite part of Wikipedia.
Oh god, here we go.
Morphadron.
What? What do you mean?
Rom de Prisco is also known as Morphadron.
Oh, I thought you said more Fudgeron. I was like, more Fudgeron? What?
He's featured on the Fortnite soundtrack.
Ah, there you go.
What's Andrew Seeger done, and what is he also known as?
Also known as Man with Kettle.
He's also known as Necros.
Oh, sick.
Sorsen.
Sick.
And the Alpha Conspiracy.
The Alpha Conspiracy.
Yep.
They're trying to bring the wolves down in this world.
And in all caps, XYZZY. Zizzy.
Okay. Weird.
Andrew Gregory Seeger.
What the hell has Andrew Seeger worked on? Other than all Sega games.
Video game credits, let's see. Not a lot. I'm not seeing a lot here. Unreal Tournament, the unreleased Jazz Jackrabbit 3, Iron Seed.
Crusader, no regret.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force Zombie Ninja Pro-Am.
Oh shit, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna. Okay, this is the thing of the day. We're gonna check these other composers for also known as.
Okay. Assuming they have one.
Nobuyoshi Sano is also known as Sano DG.
Ooh.
Best known for the Ridge Racer and Tekken series, as well as Drakengard.
Nice.
By what's his face?
Yeah, because he did all the chiptune stuff for it, right?
I don't know.
Or maybe just the normal music. I don't know. I don't care.
I wonder if he worked on any of the Nier games.
I mean, almost definitely.
Drakengard 2 sound director.
This is where we
Drakengard 3, Exhaustion 3.
This is where we break down on the floor, rolling uncontrollably, screaming Nier Automata.
Yep. Audio supervisor for Nier Replicant version 1.22474487139, the PlayStation remake.
I see, but no Nier Automata.
No, but Nier, so near enough. Heh.
Liam has quite a burgeoning smile on his face now.
Jesper Kid did Hitman, Assassin's Creed, Borderlands, Darksiders 2, and State of Decay.
He did fucking everything for a while.
He is I mean, when your name is Jesper Kid, with a Y,
Yeah.
you don't really need to be also known as Darkstorm or whatever.
What are you talking about? What the hell is that meant to mean?
Michiel Vandenbos is also known as MCA and Mike Boss. He did Unreal Tournament, sensing a theme there.
Yep.
A lot of Unreal Tournament representation in being inspired by Underworld. And the Overlord series.
Oh, did not think that would come up. You know the Overlord series?
And that's like sort of a Pikmin-like.
Sort of.
Where you've got little goblins. And
like a very simplified Pikmin, yeah. And you just say, attack them now.
I played about 3/4 of the first one before I got bored.
That's about where I got to. Except it was more like a quarter.
It's a novel gimmick, but I found the controls a little annoying.
Yeah, and Pikmin just did it better.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway. Fucking hell. All right, well, I'm going to go home and look up Mr. and Mrs. Christmas.
Yes. I think we should resolve to exclusively refer to this stand as Mr. and Mrs. Christmas.
Which we'll forget next week.
Yes.
But that's the beauty of recording.
Jolyne goes down the hole.
Whoop. Hermes hangs on to that thread.
Jolyne finds herself. You may find yourself in an aeroplane.
Oh no.
This isn't my beautiful hole. This isn't my beautiful priest. Where am I?
What's the rest of that song?
I don't know.
I don't know.
As the days go by, 3 days till the new moon. She touches a spoon and finds herself in an aeroplane. She's like, I don't like being in this aeroplane.
And they're all like, we will have a short break, short rest, and then the plane will crash.
So a man is reading a newspaper, and she can see it is July 21st, 2005. I commented to you during this watch, but if you look at the newspaper and it was September 11, 2001.
Oh boy!
That'd be something.
That would be
Big swing by Hirohiko Araki.
Yeah, just being all like, what's the most in-memory thing? I know what I can
So
do.
Jolyne's in this plane, and Versus and Pucci are just kind of like in a tunnel watching this plane.
Just biding their time, just waiting it out.
She's got a thread. I'll go cut it. And yeah, so Jolyne immediately starts getting Hermes. She's like, I'm in a plane. This is bad. I don't understand what's going on. Hermes, pull me out. Pull me out.
Pull out now.
And she says she starts getting pulled out. It's a slow process, but we see the sound of her shout spiraling up the
string.
Yeah, like when you get a couple of pairs of cans and speak through the string.
Oh, I know. Oh, wait. Let me tell you about my childhood living in the Perth Hills. We didn't have telephones.
Or string. We just had to use the cans, but it was wireless communication.
So Hermes is like, oh, I better start pulling her up. But our boy Versus starts heading towards cutting off the thread.
Yeah, and he's going to cut it off. But then Jolyne first makes him dodge her punchies.
Mm-hmm.
And then, with the tension of the line that's pulling her lifeline, and also, a second bit of thread, she rigs up, a tension launcher. So that,
like a slingshot or something.
So that she launches a pen into Mr. and Mrs. Christmas's neck.
And as soon as
But of course, only Stans can harm Stans.
Of course. So as soon as that happens, our boy, Mr. and Mrs. Christmas, a.k.a. Versace, blood just starts pouring out of their neck.
And Pucci's like, no, she's really tough. You don't understand.
Listen, you've just awakened to your stand.
She's been in prison.
You could say she is a hardened fighter because she's an adept fighter.
But you've done well because now she's scared of the plane and we can stay down here.
We can bide our time for 3 days.
But then, his resolve hardens unbeknownst to Pucci, and he's like, no, I need to kill her.
Or it's like, you don't understand. She'll be back.
And so something unexpected happens while Hermes is pulling up.
Mm-hmm.
Jolyne.
You remember our old friend in the pipe who was drowned?
Who was named?
Sports Maximum.
That's right, close enough.
So Sports Max appears where Jolyne should be. And Hermes is like, Sports Max? I killed you for killing my sister. That's
and he's like,
right
you
thing.
did, but the Earth remembers. The Earth remembers when a boy gets shot and hits the ground, or when you buried me in a prison pipe, or when a certain plane crashed.
The Earth remembers.
It's like a magnetic tape or a digital camera.
The Earth remembers. The Earth remembers you Googling, what is it about a foot fetish that seems so alluring on Google 12 years ago?
The Earth remembers what you called your street racing event.
The Earth remembers like a DVD remaster of Fast and Furious 2 that still refused to change the name.
You mean Too Fast, Too Furious.
Indeed. The Earth remembers what it should have been named. So Sportsmax gets all up in her face and is all like, the Earth remembers.
So she kills him again. He disintegrates.
Just literally punches him and he turns into, like, dirt.
But in the process...
Jolyne gets pulled up.
Yeah, it's fine.
And Jolyne immediately is like, Hermes, listen, shit's bad down here.
Now, does she fall in too? They both fall in? Is that what happens? That's my photos seem to indicate.
Oh, did they get knocked down as Sport Max is coming down?
Sport Max, yeah.
Sport Max. My favourite shot.
Sport Mac.
Yeah. Either way, Hermes and Jolyne then eventually both fall into the hole.
Yep, and the stewardess gives her predestination horror movie style emergency exit speech. It's July 21st, 2005, and the destination, time to get the destination, is 21:33. It's currently 21:28.
And then we see a clock, a temperature gauge, and a little light.
In 3 minutes, this aircraft will crash into the ground. Please turn off all electronic devices and fasten your seatbelt at your lower waist.
Ding ding.
Also, the face of the passenger seated at the rear gets lodged in my stomach.
She unbuttons her shirt.
And there's a guy's face in there. He doesn't look very happy to be there.
Jolyne and Hermes are like, oh no. That's real awkward for us.
We're gonna get out of here. And they're both like tapping at the ceiling. Where's the exit?
My God, it's as if this plane is just as hard as a real plane.
Oh my God.
That's impossible though. This isn't a real plane.
It's some sort of stand attack.
And they look out the window and they can see, I think they can see Father Pucci and Versace.
Well,
just
we
ascending.
certainly can.
Yeah, we can.
The stewardess is like, please do not punch the ceiling. Please sit and wait quietly for your demise.
And Jolyne is like stand punching the ceiling.
This is some serious, like, Namek's going to explode in 5 minutes shit, you know? 3 minutes to the plane crash, and we're going to have like a full episode in here.
Yep. And then she grabs
shirt fronts her.
Sorry, Jolyne shirt fronts the hostess.
I want to speak with the pilot. That's Jolene's voice.
And the hostess is like, I'm sorry, but
it's no use.
This plane's going to crash.
And then, like, her skin starts to burn away, and we see the tendons underneath.
You see, we all burned in the fire.
There was an explosion. Sir, I ask you to please turn off your electronic devices. And he's like, And there's another guy trying to drink the water, but it's steaming away before he can.
And, like, going through the many holes in his neck.
Yeah. And it's like, oh no, I read about this plane. Flight 2882 en route to Dallas. It crashed in Orlando 6 or 7 years ago. Are they ghosts? And then one very perceptive guy is like, where memory... This guy is like...
No, this is the actually guy.
Yeah, I've got this.
Oh, okay, all right.
Spoilers for Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers.
Okay.
Emmett Selk, one of the Ascian wizards from Beyond the Dawn of Time, recreates the city of Amarot at the bottom of the ocean in another reality.
Okay.
So that he can just hang out and have a world that's a bit like the one that he longs for.
Okay.
And he creates all these shades that represent the people he knew at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But only one of them understands that it's a fabrication. The rest are all like in the fiction. And that's because it was Emmett Selk's famously perceptive friend, Hythlodaeus, who speculates that maybe for a split second during the act of creation, maybe Emmett Selk thought something like, Hythlodaeus would know, though. And so he did. So you speak to this self-aware shade about its situation, and it's like, well, this is the situation I'm in. You've killed him now, so I suppose sooner or later we'll stop existing. But I was never really alive anyway.
So hang on. So because he thought, no, but I reckon he would know because he was a pretty perceptive guy. He does.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because he created the whole city from scratch with his mind.
Huh. That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that. Where
Yeah.
he's like,
so when this one guy on the plane is like, we're memories, merely the facts of the event recorded by the Earth, by Mr. and Mrs. Christmas.
and Hermes is like, Mr. and Mrs. Christmas?
Yeah, and then they see them outside the plane. And Pucci's like, can you speed up the crash? Just the two ponytail boys.
And Versace's like, no, time moves in a linear fashion, you fucking old man.
But I can feel weather report getting close to the hospital.
We can feel everyone getting close to the hospital. And it's only now I'm realizing that Versace has a...
black streak down the center of his head.
Yes. Yeah. And a real bowl cut where the ponytail is not.
He's also got big sideburns too, though.
Oh, they're more like foxtails. Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing. It's like when they come down, like by the sides.
On the grass.
It's it's a thing. It's
Okay.
a thing.
Mutton chops.
No, because mutton chops are like pumping out of your face. They're like
his
a
are
beard thing.
crops too
Yeah,
close.
his is like literally just your top hair just comes down.
Okay.
That's a foxtail.
That's a foxtail.
Yeah. Good for grabbing your opponent.
At this
flinging
point,
them.
Versus is starting to be disrespectful to the priest. He's like, cut the chatter. You confuse me. You're too beautiful. Are you talking to me? Mr. and Mrs. Christmas unearths memories. The time of the crash was 9:33, and I managed to drag Hermes along. I did it all for you. Leave it to me. And they've got 2 minutes left, 2 to 3 minutes left, depending on the second count. The clock doesn't display.
So 27 minutes left in anime time.
Yep. And to be continued.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What a cliffhanger.
Oh my god.
That must have been halfway through a chapter.
Wow, yeah.
Madness.
Well, Nick,
Yes.
what are our highlights and lowlights for this episode?
My highlight is easy because I love me some Cannibal Corpse.
Okay.
It's when the hostess unbuttons the shirt and reveals a man's face that has been melded effectively into her from the crash. And I was like, yeah, I like that.
So
I
in
can
the
get into that.
pre-crash timeline, is there a headless guy down the back, or is there two of this guy's heads?
I want to say in the standability remembrance thing, there's just going to be this headless dude at the back who's like, yeah, literally.
I'm feeling around as I was looking for my head and it wasn't there.
Yeah, like Mysterio when he takes his helmet off and he doesn't have a head. And he's all like,
Haven't seen
where's
it.
my fishbowl?
Haven't seen it.
What? Mysterio?
Yeah. Haven't seen Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio. No, that's my highlight for sure.
Okay.
Love me some random gore that's just like, so look, we could sing about like how we all feel sad and we're all depressed. Or we could sing about zombies just eating people. I think we know what we're going to do. That's Cannibal Corpse, baby.
My highlight is the whole thing with the shellfish meal.
Why is that your highlight, though?
It's great. It's funny. It's stupid.
Easily one of the best moments of this episode. Does it have any shellfish? No, only crab, prawn, bit of lobster, some ground up scallops. You're probably safe. Except for sauce. Oh no.
Low light.
So my low light, and this is going to be weird,
Okay.
is the entire section between Jolyne asking Hermes to pull her up to the end of the episode, because we basically went from, oh no, we're trapped in the plane, to, well, now we're both trapped in the plane, but not much really has changed in that entire amount of time.
There was a lot of establishing the concept of the stand, but not a lot of actual interaction with it.
Yeah. So that was annoying.
My low light, I think it's a missed opportunity low light. I feel like, Hermes's great nemesis returning, albeit briefly, was really kind of brushed over in terms of its impact on her.
Yes. Well, she already killed him. She's like, oh no, you're already dead.
Already killed him twice, in fact, because he came back as an invisible ghost.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I killed him a third time. It's like, no, you stay dead, please. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Nick.
Yes.
Versus and Father Pucci have lured Jolyne and Hermes into
Mr. and Mrs. Christmas's fun, festive trap.
Exactly. But Pucci is nervous because even now he can sense weather report getting closer. His brother,
Oh my god.
the new moon, is still approximately 3 days away. Emporio has gone to contact the Speedwagon Foundation. What will happen next time on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 6, Stone Ocean, in the episode entitled Underworld, or alternatively, Mr. and Mrs. Christmas?
Well, I think we're probably going to destroy Underworld.
How?
Well, this is what's getting me is, do they just have to escape from where the memory is being played out? So, like...
I mean, Pucci and Versus are just over there, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, they're in no danger whatsoever. The plane will explode and do whatever it's doing over there. But I'm wondering if it will actually harm... Well, I mean, it will harm them because they'll be inside the plane. So I wonder if they'll have to find a way out, but they can't use the emergency exits because they'll be all locked up because it's a plane mid-flight. They can't use, they can't break open the windows because it'll depressurize us or something like that. And then if they try to break open the plane, then they'll be like, oh no, we can't get out because we'll be flung back or something like that. So that they'll have to figure out a way to get out of a plane without dying as if they were really in a plane, which in JoJo's words just means they're gonna punch.
A lot of plane crashes in JoJo's.
What if they actually end up piloting the fake plane so that it doesn't crash?
They do a Sully.
Yes, exactly. Where they're just like, I'm not letting this plane crash.
And how they defeat Versus.
Well, as soon as they get out of the plane,
They'll just kick the crap out of him.
Yeah, exactly. They'll be all like, you get over here, and Father Pucci will be all like, I'm out. See you, buddy.
Bye. And will Emporio successfully contact the Speedwagon Foundation?
I want to say yes, but then they'll be all like, oh, great, we can use this. Bye, Emporio, whoever the fuck you are. Or maybe,
you're not a Joestar.
What if they take him back to the Speedwagon Foundation, they meet Jotaro, and then we have a new Jotaro-Koichi dynamic, but now it's Jotaro and another small
Jotaro
boy.
loves hanging out with the small guys.
He really does. If they're above knee height, Jotaro's not a fan of them. He likes them controllable and kickable.
He stops time before he beats up Pucci. Emporio, I'm really glad I met you. You remind me of Koichi, who I'm really glad I met.
So, yeah, maybe Jotaro will come back and then he'll come over, but it'll be too late to get there in time. Or he'll be watching from a plane and be like, oh no, I can't reach in time. As a spaceship goes
in
up.
time.
Yeah. Yeah, he literally walks the whole way in time stop. And he's like, I've aged 4 years to reach here in time.
I've used Star Platinum for longer than I've ever used it before. So I'm not going to be good in the fight, so Jolyne, you'll have to do it. But here's one piece of advice I can give you. Punch him in the head.
So, yeah, I reckon he just won't be able to get there in time, and then him and Emporio will be all like, oh no, it's all happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what about Weather Report, the priest's brother?
Now, this is a piece of the puzzle that I don't know, because they're making a big deal out of his brother being a thing.
Brother!
And they also made a big deal about how he has the birthmark as well.
Yep, they can all sense each other.
Yeah, but so what's getting me now is that, did he have the birthmark before?
We talked about this last time. The answer is no.
Yeah. So he's generated the birthmark, and now he's just still good old Weather Report. Except he's also Father Pucci's brother, but how does that link to anything at all in this story? Is it like, oh, only my brother can kill me kind of thing?
Or my brother's the only one I fear, because he used to beat me up as we were kids.
Imagine if it's like, oh no, not my brother. What did he do to you? He killed my dog.
Set my dog on fire.
Why did he do that? Because that's how he learned to make it rain on my dog's corpse. What does this have to do with resolving the story? It doesn't. It's just a terrible backstory.
I was actually thinking recently, and I can't go into detail on this at this time, but I was thinking recently about parallels in the Weather Report Father Pucci brother relationship to the Jonathan Joestar and Dio Brando brother relationship. More on that when it's all explored, if I remember.
Yes, all right, okay, yes, curious.
I was musing. musing on Jojo's Bizarre Adventure as I do.
As one is
yes.
to do. Yes. I was sitting in my
Lab late one night.
I was reading from my library's collection, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Tunkaban Volume 7.
A most curious tome.
See, within it, Dio the vampire.
Great. Well, we'll find out all of that next time and more in the episode of Stone Ocean that we have alternatively titled Mr. and Mrs. Christmas. But until then, to be continued.